Ted Edmond. I'm right here out of the concrete shop. Been with the company for 12 years now. Started in the call center as a billing and repair agent. Eventually moved into a leadership role over there. I have two quotes on the board here that I would really like to get out to everyone. The first one is by Maya Angelou. When you learn, you teach. What you get, you give. As a leader, we come across a lot of knowledge. We get a lot of information that we have to pass down to our team in order for our team to be successful. The second quote ties into that first quote, because the greatest gift you can give someone is the gift of your time, because you will never get that back. So as you're giving this information to these people, make sure that they understand, I'm giving this to you, and I will never get this time back. So make sure that they really, truly understand, I'm taking time out of my life to make sure that you succeed at whatever it is you want to do. So who am I? Just to get all the basics out of the way, I'm a husband, a father, a son, a brother, a teacher, a coach, a student, a friend. I'm a neighbor. I grew up here in California. I was born and raised out at Brookside Hospital in San Pablo, California. I graduated John Swift High School out of Crockett, California. Even though I grew up in Pinole, which is a Richmond school district, my mother would not send me to a Richmond school. She knew I would never make it out of there. After high school, I became an electrician. I was an electrician for about 3.5 years. I tried college. It just was not for me at that exact moment. After I was an electrician, I found a home at a small electronics distribution company called Master Distributors, which ultimately sent me down to Texas for 7 years. I was in sales, doing business-to-business sales for huge accounts. I dealt with people like Applied Materials. I dealt with Dell. I dealt with Cisco Systems. We dealt with Texas Instruments. Sales is a high-pressure position. I was not ready for sales. I eventually came back to California after about 7 years, found a home here at Comcast. I've never looked back. This is where I want to be. These are my family members. These are the people I want to spend time with when I'm not with my immediate family. I love you guys to death. The person that gave me the biggest opportunity is here today. My man, Virgil King. I remember he said he was going to give me a chance. Virgil, I'm still here. I'm still working for you. I'm sad to say it, but we're also going to lose another leader that has meant a lot to me. Mr. Danny Bratcher is leaving after 40 years. Danny got me in this class. Thank you very much. Can we give it up? A little something about myself a lot of people don't know. About 3 years ago, I had a daughter who was diagnosed with autism. This nearly derailed my life, derailed my family, but I refused. This is something I used to grow myself stronger. This is something I used to fight harder than ever before. This is something that proved to me I am a leader. I had to lead my family through a dark time. I still remember the day I walked into Sam Chin's office and had to tell him I broke down like a baby and cried, and basically said to Sam, why me? Sam looked at me and said, why not you? You're the perfect man to stand up and take this responsibility and shoulder it. Thank you, Sam, very much for that, and I've done so. This does not define who I am. What defined me was how I rebuilt myself, how I became the leader that I am today. Being able to stand up here and talk in front of you about this means more to me than anything else that I've ever done before. Throughout the course of the flip class, we had to come up with some commandments here. The number one that really stands out to me is be proactive. I had to do a job shadow, and I job shadowed Doug Busey, supervisor out of Livermore. And I can tell you right now, if you're not a proactive person, if you don't have initiative, you cannot be a leader. Because there is no guideline to being a leader. There is no guideline to being a supervisor. You have to come into the shop every day, figure out what needs to be done, and do it. There's no one that's going to say, oh, Doug, you need to go out and do QCs today, or you need to go do this today. No, they're going to show you the door and say, you didn't do your job, you have to go now. And that, to me, is very big. Shoot for the stars. Never aim too low. It's easy to set a goal, but if you don't set that goal high enough, are you really maximizing your potential? So everything I do, I'll say, do it at 100%, but then add 50. I'm going to shoot for the stars. If I reach the moon, guess what? There's only been about 3 or 4 people that have ever made it to the moon. I'll be the 5th, and I'll take that. Be precise. You have to do it right ethically. I think Ms. Jackson spoke to this earlier today. It's not about how you get the numbers. I mean, it is about how you get the numbers. Don't just get the numbers, it's about how you get the numbers. You want to do it right ethically. If you have to follow the guidelines, if you have to do it that way, that's the way it needs to be done. If you need to sit down and talk with management, that's opening those lines of communications to say, you know what, we can't do it this way. We need to either change the policy or change the number. But you have to do it right ethically. And the last one is be a mentor. This kind of ties back into the first two quotes I had. Live, learn, and pass it along. Again, we're going to gain lots of knowledge as leaders. Right now, as a team member, anything that comes into my phone, anything I get from Sam, I know a lot of my team members don't check their email. I instantly IM those guys. I let them know. We're having activation issues. We're having Dory issues. Guys will constantly call me all day long and ask me, hey, Tay, that email you sent out, what's going on? And I'm quick to give them the information because it elevates my team. And my boss, Mr. Mike Robinson, I appreciate him giving me all the leeway to go ahead and be that leader on the team. And I really appreciate that, Mike. Thank you very much. So what has Flip taught me? That a leader teaches, passes on knowledge, inspires others to do better, stand firm during tough times, be loyal, have a brand, network with others, and above all, be accountable. As I look around this room, I don't know a lot of you. Before I leave today, I will shake everyone's hand and find out your name, because that is networking. And I say to anyone in this room, do the same. There are a lot of people in this room that can help you become a leader, help you get to where you want to be. So networking is very big. That is something that Flip has taught me. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. We had a guest speaker yesterday who taught me something. He said, fear. What is fear? Fear is false evidence appearing real. So you can go ahead and submit, fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. And you know what? It's nothing but false. If you overcome that fear, you can do whatever it is you want to do. So please, don't have that fear. Don't have that doubt. And this one I love from Mr. Bruce Lee. What is defeat? Nothing but education. It's nothing but the first step to becoming better. Yeah. If you've ever seen anyone who succeeded, they failed before. If you've ever seen anyone that has never failed, they've never tried. Thank you guys very much for your time.